हॅलो एव्हरीवन, एक्सेलरेट अकॅडमी मध्ये आपलं स्वागत आहे. हा चॅनल पूर्णपणे EMVA मेन्स 2020 साठी बनवलेला आहे. मागच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण थर्मल इंजिनिअरिंग या सब्जेक्टचं वेटेज एनालिसिस पाहिलं. या व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण थर्मल इंजिनिअरिंग या सब्जेक्टचे प्रीवियस इयर क्वेश्चन पेपर मध्ये आलेले क्वेश्चन्स पाहूया. Firstly, we'll see the previous year question paper for AVM Mains 2017. We'll take all the 20 questions which are appear in Mains 2017. So we'll start our question answer series for thermal engineering. Now, the first question is the fraction of the heat input that is converted to net work output is a measure of the performance of heat engine and is called. Now there are different options are there. Now simply we know the definition of thermal efficiency. जर आपणास thermal efficiency जर definition माहित असेल तर आपण हे डायरेक्टली आन्सर चूज करू शकतो. So what is thermal efficiency is nothing but the fraction of the heat input that is converted into net work output. So simply our answer is about thermal efficiency. It is nothing but benefit. What is the benefit we are getting at that cost? So what is the benefit? It is nothing but W net, that is work output, and what is Q in, that is nothing but heat we have supplied for that cycle. Okay, so for SI engine, in automobiles thermal efficiency is about 20%. For diesel engines about 30%, and some power plants they have the thermal efficiency about 40%. Now keep in mind this is thermal efficiencies. Next question is about air standard cycles. So what that question says, in air standard assumptions all the processes that make up the cycle are internally. Now we know that all the assumptions we have made, these are very important. काही वेळा आपण assumptions skip करतो. Okay, so while preparing for EMVA mains we have to strictly read all the assumptions. Now what that assumptions say, all the processes making up the cycles in air standard cycle, they are internally reversible. Next question, for steady flow of a liquid through a device that involves no work interactions such as in nozzle or pipe sections, the work term is. Now simply see here, where no work interactions are there, okay, in pipe or in nozzle section the work term is 0. So by the application of Bernoulli's equation we'll answer this question. Next is a simple example. Okay, depends on a Carnot efficiency. Now we'll read the question as a cyclic heat engine does 50 kilojoule of work per cycle. If the efficiency of heat engine is 75%, the heat rejected per cycle is. Now simply see that if efficiency is given 75%, now we know that efficiency of Carnot cycle is maximum 1. So that efficiency, we know that the formula for the efficiency, work done divided by heat input. So 0.75 is equal to 50 divided by Q1. What is Q1? Q1 is nothing but the heat supplied to the system. So by this formula we can calculate the heat supplied to the system. But see the question, in that question they have given what is the heat rejected per cycle. Okay, so we can't answer 200 divided by 3. Okay, so again we have to use our next formula, that is work done is nothing but the heat supplied minus heat rejected. So work done is nothing but the difference between heat supplied minus heat rejected. So by using this formula we can simply calculate heat rejected per cycle. and our answers comes as 16.66 kilojoule. So by truncating it, we can check the similar answers from the options, and our first option is correct one, that is nothing but 16 kilojoule. So here my suggestion is you have to know all the efficiencies formula, okay, and please read what is they have asked, heat rejected or heat supplied. The next question is about the volume flow rate at the outlet of an air compressor is dash dash that at the inlet, even though the mass flow rate of air through the compressor is constant. Now see here, from compressor mass flow rate is what we can say is constant, but the volume flow rate is different. Now this happens because of density difference. Now simply we know that for air is compressible fluid. We know that at the inlet air is density different, at the outlet air density is different. So our answer is much less than. Okay, so the volume flow rate at the outlet of an air compressor is less than that of at the inlet. Okay, but if it is in the liquid, it remains nearly constant since they are incompressible. Liquids are incompressible. Okay. Now next question is about the reversed Carnot cycle. Now here we know that Carnot cycles, we should know the TS diagram for Carnot cycle, TS diagram for reverse Carnot cycle. So here we'll see a reverse Carnot cycle on TS diagram. So simply this a square represents a reverse Carnot cycle. Okay, ह्या स्क्वेअर मध्ये दाखवल्याप्रमाणे ह्या दोन सायकल्स आहेत N2M and L2P. These are isentropic process. Isentropic means constant entropy process. See the vertical lines. So here reverse Carnot cycles मध्ये दोन isentropic processes असतील आणि दोन horizontal processes दिसत आहेत. Okay, these are on this, what we can say, it is a isothermal constant temperature processes. So our answer is in a reverse Carnot cycle there are two isentropic and two isothermal processes. Then next, in steam power plants, the pump handles liquid which has a very small specific volume, and the turbine handles vapor whose volume is many times larger. So liquid have a small specific volume and vapor have a higher specific volume. So therefore work output of turbine is larger than the work input for the pump due to higher or larger specific volumes. Okay, so simply they have put the text, they have put these questions from text as it is. Now next question is about the isentropic efficiency of a compressor is defined as the ratio of isentropic compressor work. Now simply if we see the HS, that is the enthalpy entropy diagram of compressor, okay, compressor inlet. So here two curves are showing. First curve is isentropic process and second one is actual process. ज्यावेळेस आपण compression करतो, so आपण assume करतो it is isentropic one, okay, but actual process मध्ये हे isentropic नाहीये. So actual process मध्ये 1 to 2A, this is actual process. So what is isentropic efficiency? Isentropic efficiency is nothing but isentropic compressor work divided by actual compressor work. So simply it is the ratio of two works, okay, what is actually happens or what is isentropically happens and what is actually happens. So if you know the formula, our answer is just like isentropic work divided by actual compressor work. Then next, the change of entropy of a closed system. Now the change of entropy of a closed system is the same for every processes. Okay, it's the same for every processes between two specified states. So why this is so? As the entropy change of a system is a point function and it doesn't depend on a path followed by the system. Okay, so path जो follow होतोय त्याच्यावर डिपेंड नाहीये, हे जे एंड स्टेट्स आहेत त्याच्यावर डिपेंड्स आहे. Okay, so that entropy is same for every process. Now next question is about the Rankine cycle efficiency of good steam power plant may be in the range of. Now Rankine cycle efficiency, okay, of a good steam power plant. So we know that it is not so much higher and not so much lower. So it is in the range of 35 to 45%. Then next question is about steam is the most common working fluid used in vapor power cycle because of its. Now this is very simple questions. By reading it we can see that its availability, then it having a low cost, and it is a high enthalpy of vaporization. So our answer is all of the above. So all these are the good qualities of the steam. Okay, so simply in the text we will see in a book they have given directly steam is the most commonly used working fluid in vapor cycle because of its many desirable characteristics such as low cost, easy availability, and high enthalpy of vaporization. So as it is they have put in these questions. So we know all these are the desirable characteristics of the steam. The next one is the ratio of brake power output to the fuel energy input is called as. Okay, now here we know that brake power output in IC engine, suppose at the shaft, what will the power will get, that is nothing but the brake power, and what is the fuel energy, whatever the chemical energy liberated by that fuel, that is nothing but the fuel energy given to that engine. Is it clear? So our answer is nothing but thermal efficiency. So it is simple formula, brake power divided by mass of fuel into its calorific value. It is nothing but fuel energy. So by that time we should know all these definitions also. ह्यामध्ये मेकॅनिकल इफिशियन्सी असेल ब्रेक पॉवर अपॉन इंडिकेटेड पॉवर, देन व्हॉल्युमेट्रिक इफिशियन्सी असेल मास ऑफ चार्ज ऍक्च्युअली सक्ड इन डिवाइडेड मास ऑफ चार्ज करस्पॉन्डिंग टू द सिलेंडर इनटेक at normal conditions, pressure and temperature conditions. Then relative efficiency, again it is very important one. It is the efficiency of an IC engine and it is the ratio of indicated thermal efficiency to air standard efficiency. So you should know all these definitions. So they can ask directly the definitions for engines also. The next question is about the for internally reversible processes like. Now here we know we will go through options diesel cycle, dual cycle, auto cycle. now आपल्याला माहित आहे की ह्यामध्ये हीट ऍडिशन प्रोसेस मध्ये ह्या सगळ्यांमध्ये डिफरन्स आहे. सो फॉर ऑटो सायकल वी नो दॅट इट हॅज अ कॉन्स्टंट व्हॉल्यूम heat addition. Okay, so here we'll see that heat addition is there, compression, heat addition, then again expansion, then okay, so here heat addition takes place at constant volume. So this is identification process for this auto cycle. The next one is a very simple example. Okay, an artificial satellite revolves around the earth with the relative velocity of 800 meter per second. If the acceleration due to gravity is 9 meter per second square and the gravitational force is 3600 Newton, then the mass of satellite is. Now simply they have asked about the mass. Don't be panic. Now simply we know that what is the force? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Force is given 3600 Newton into mass into what is the acceleration due to gravity is given 9 meter per second square. So simply if we divide 3600 divided by 9, we'll simply get mass in 400. Now see here 400 in Newton also and 400 in kg also. So our answer should be in kg. Newton is nothing but force. Okay, so they have asked about mass of satellite. It is 400 kg. Now moving toward next question. It's a simple statement. It is impossible for any device that operates on a cycle to receive heat from a single reservoir and produce a net amount of work. Okay, so in the statements also they have given this is the second law of thermodynamics statement expressed by. Now if we read the laws of thermodynamics, we know that for in second law, two statements are there. One is Kelvin-Planck and second is about the Clausius. Now, when we'll see Kelvin-Planck statement, it shows about that is the heat and work. Okay, so it is impossible for any device that operate on a cycle to receive heat from a single reservoir and produce a net amount of work. In other words, the heat engine, no heat engine can have a thermal efficiency of 100%. So whatever the heat given or taken from the source, all the heat should be converted into work. It is impossible, and that statement by Kelvin-Planck. And we know that Clausius, it is again the statement about the lower temperature to higher temperature. That is nothing but the heat pump and refrigerator. Then next question is about the in reciprocating engines, the ratio of volume at bottom dead center to the volume at top dead center is called as a compression ratio. So this is simple definition of compression ratio. If we know the definition, we will directly mark the compression ratio as the answer. Next question is thermal efficiency of closed gas turbine plant is increased by. Now if we know all about the gas turbine, we know that for enhancing the efficiency of gas turbine, we are using different techniques. The techniques such as reheating, intercooling and regenerator. So simply our answer is all of the above. So reheating techniques are there, intercooling in between two compression is there, regenerator. These are some techniques which are involved to increase the thermal efficiency of gas turbine. Next question is about which of the following is not a positive displacement compressor? Root blower, vane blower, reciprocating compressor and centrifugal compressor. Now if we know the compressors again divided or classified on the basis of positive displacement compressor and not positive displacement of compressor. So what are the non-positive displacement of compressor? So briefly we'll see. Non-positive displacement compressor, also called as steady flow compressors, use a dynamic action of a solid boundary for realizing pressure rise. So they are using their dynamic actions, okay, for increasing the pressure. Here fluid is not contained in the definite volume and subsequent volume reduction does not occur as in case of positive displacement compressor. So what are the non-positive displacement compressors are there? Axial flow and centrifugal type. These are non-positive displacement compressors. So what is our answer? Centrifugal compressor. Then what is positive displacement compressor? A positive displacement compressor is the system which compresses the air by displacement of mechanical linkages reducing the volume. So all these three compressors, they are using mechanical linkages for reduction of the volume. So our answer for this question is centrifugal compressor. Next, and a very easy question is there. Zeroth law of thermodynamics, okay, defines. Now we know that what is zeroth law. Okay, so it states that if two systems are in thermal equilibrium with a third system, they are also in thermal equilibrium. So simply this is the fundamental principle for measurement of temperature. So suppose any object is there, okay, so that object is in thermal equilibrium with environment. So if we have to find the temperature of that object, we have to again put the thermometer over here. So that thermometer and environment and that object and environment, both these three objects are in thermal equilibrium, so easily we can measure the temperature of that object. So this is nothing but the application of zeroth law of thermodynamics. So our answer is simply temperature. The last question for thermodynamics is the work input to the air compressor is minimum if the compression law followed is first isentropic, PV raised to 1.2 is equal to C, isothermal, PV is equal to constant, and last one PV raised to 1.35 is equal to constant. Now these are represented by a simple PV diagram. So these processes are shown. First one is isothermal process where n is equal to 1. Then second, polytropic processes. Then n varies from 1 to k, nothing or k or gamma. And isentropic, n is equal to k or gamma. Here for isentropic, gamma is equal to 1.4. Okay, so while seeing this PV diagram, if we do this compression isothermally, one to this first graph, so the volume here or the net work done is minimum, or the area under the curve is minimum than these two curves. So when we compressed, or the law is followed by isothermally, we'll get minimum compression work. Is it clear? So all these questions we have covered here. Okay, so if we see all these questions, they are formulated. Okay, some questions are directly as it is from one book, that is Engineering Thermodynamics by P. Kenak. Some questions are one of the book I have searched, Fundamentals of Engineering Thermodynamics by E. Radhakrishnan, and some questions, Compressive Elements of Mechanical Engineering by Rajput. So while searching this, I have came across these books. Again, some books are there. Okay, if we go through these books, we can assure again 16 to 18 marks. Okay, 16 to 18 correct question from this thermodynamics or thermal engineering subject. So here, stay tuned with us. We are again in upcoming videos will do the analysis of 2015 mains video. Again we'll see what are the types of questions. ओके, कोणत्या प्रकारचे क्वेश्चन्स विचारलेले आहेत, त्यांची डिफिकल्टी लेवल काय आहे. आपण जर बघितलं तर 2017 मेन्स मध्ये टोटल 800 जागांसाठी परीक्षा झालेली. त्याचा जर कट ऑफ बघितला आपण तर तो 170 ते 180 च्या जवळपास आहे. मिनिमम सगळ्यांचा मी विचार करून बोलतोय. जर आपल्याला 2020 मेन्स क्वालिफाय व्हायचं असेल तर कमीत कमी आपल्याकडे 200 ते 210 प्लस मार्क्स पाहिजे. आणि जर आपण बघितलं 300 पैकी 210 मिळवणं समवॉट इट इज डिफिकल्ट. ओके, सो टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन्स जर आपण बघितले थर्मल इंजिनिअरिंगचे मॉडरेट टू डिफिकल्ट लेवलला आहे. सो इफ यू गो थ्रू दिस बुक्स, आपण हे बुक्स फॉलो केले, some notes we will provide. Okay, so we'll give you assurance about 16 to 18 questions of this thermal engineering. So please stay with us. Again in upcoming video we'll see different questions. Please subscribe our YouTube channel, and if you not joined our Telegram channel, please join as soon as possible. Again we'll provide here some material about different subjects. Thank you very much.